What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is the video where we're finally going to be taking Trailer Swift on our maiden voyage. Let me turn around so you can see her behind me. I've got her connected to the truck. I pulled it out and we're kind of going through some last minute packing this morning. We're going to do just one single night overnight. I've got the Bonafide on top. I got it strapped down, and I did go ahead and install my Yakima Topwater box on top of the tent. The tent opens this way, but this tent, if you remember when I reviewed it, it has those lockout pins that locks it out once it's open. And that little bit of extra weight, I was kind of worried about it not opening up, you know, like it should. But the box don't weigh anything when it's empty, so I think we'll be okay, fingers crossed. But I did want to be able to safely bring some rods with me. And I remembered I wanted to do a topwater fish. So we're gonna go to a place called Coleman Lake in Alabama. And before we pull out, I'll turn the camera around and walk you around the setup, kind of how I got it set up to tow. But we're gonna go to a place called Coleman Lake Campground. It's in the mountains in Alabama, and it should be fun. It's gonna be a single overnight trip. Just me and my wife, and the two pups are going with us. We're gonna do some cooking on the new grill, completely set her up for the very first time, sleep in the tent. It's gonna be fun. This has been a long awaited trip. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but you know how life is. It's one thing after another, and then when you do finally get a minute, we get storms or rain or whatever, but nothing's gonna stop us today. We're going today. We're gonna go sleep in the tent, try her out for the first time. I'm gonna take you guys along with us. Let me show you the setup. All right, so today we finally get to try out the old air ride that I installed a few weeks ago. It looks like it's holding up pretty good. We've still got the inverter installed. We've got that 400 amp hours of battery kind of back there in the back. My wife's going through here adding some last minute cooking utensils and stuff that we're gonna need on the trip. I can't wait to test this thing out. We got our cutting board installed, the grill's installed, we got a full tank of gas, I think, on the front. I hope it's a full tank of gas. Here's this side of it. Stuff and everything in here. I'm trying not to forget anything. We got a gazebo. I got a new table that I'm gonna be trying out that was sent to me by Vevor. We're gonna try it out this weekend and see how it does. It's gonna go inside the gazebo, and it's like a little kitchen table setup area or whatever. Check it out. And it doesn't look like it's gonna sag too much. Like I do eventually kind of wanna put a lift on this thing or raise it up a little bit taller. Either that or I'm just gonna pump some more air into the back, but it fits the ride height of the Tacoma pretty good. Let me just step back so you guys can actually see it. It's not gonna look too bad behind the Tacoma. I was worried that it's gonna be a little lower and it's gonna be kind of kicked up like this, you know, but it sits pretty level. I am on a hill. Once we get on a flat road, it might look a little bit different, but the Bonafide doesn't look too bad on there. And guys, I was able to load that and unload it several times yesterday while I was adjusting the bunks to get it to fit the Bonafide pretty good. And I did it all by myself with no issues at all. We're doing some last minute loading of the fridge. I messed around and left the fridge. I usually take it out. Last night I left it in the truck, so I didn't get to pre-cool it. I usually like to plug this up in the house and pre-cool it, but it's cooling down pretty quick actually. And right now I just got it plugged into a little power source in the truck so we can get everything kind of chilled. I don't want nothing to get warm on us. But that's the setup. Let us finish packing this stuff up and we're gonna hit the road. All right, guys, we have made it to Coleman Lake Campground. I'm trying to be kind of quiet. There's a lot of people here. I didn't think there would be this many people camping here today because it's Mother's Day weekend, but there's a lot of people here. There's still some sites open, but not many. Got everything set up. I wanted to show it to you really quick, kind of walk around. Everything's set up really good. I am hearing some creaking. You see the Yakima box up here. It's just the way it tightens down. It kind of just, you turn some wing nuts and it kind of squeezes those two bars that are running across where I'm at. Those two bars that are running across, it's kind of just clamped on there. And after we got everything set up, we were sitting here and it got quiet, and then we heard a crick, and then a few seconds later we heard another crick, and then I looked up and I think that the box is slowly, because it's, see how I just heard it again, it's slowly gonna slide down, because I probably need to get it a lot tighter. I'm just hoping it don't fall down all at once in the middle of the night while we're sleeping and scare the crap out of us. But the setup is pretty cool. Let me show you guys really quick. So I got the Bonafide pulled out. I did realize that I forgot one thing. I forgot my catch cart, so I don't have any way to just roll this by itself. However, we are pretty good ways away from the lake, walking wise that is, just to drive around the corner in the truck. So I'm gonna try to throw this on top of the Diamondback and just strap it on this end and drive it to the boat ramp later on this evening. But check out our campsite. See if I can give you a quick overview of it. Let's stand up on the picnic table. Check that out. How cool is that? I'll show you another cool little thing that we got. Vevor sent me this. This is called their outdoor camp kitchen. And it's got these really cool little areas where you can put food. Like Beth put this thing together a while ago. It took about 10 minutes to set up, but I think it's gonna be well worth it, especially you know, when we're camping longer than just one night. But it's really cool. It's got a hard top. It's even got a windshield that pops into these little slits. So if you set a little stove up there, it'll kind of deflect the wind. How cool is that? I'm gonna have that linked in the video description below. I don't know if I got a promo code or not, but if I do, I'll put it down there. But that thing is very cool. Look at that. She's even got a little thing that pops up the back, and she's got all the pots and pans and stuff sitting on top. And there's another one up here. I'm not sure what this one's for. Maybe a lantern to hang light above the table. But I thought that was pretty cool. We're gonna get some good use out of that thing. I'll have it linked in the video description below. You can get that off Amazon as well. So here's the back side. Got the Billy Bar's tailgate cover going to use. She's just got finished kind of setting everything up. We forgot clips for the tablecloth, and it's a little bit windy. It's not too bad, but we didn't want to put it on there and have it blow off. And we're just staying one night. This is just a quick test. I got the inverter going. I got our lights for up under the awning plugged in right now, but we got our two outlets here that we're gonna just run a little extension cord across here so we can run our coffee pot and anything else we wanna plug up over here. And also we're gonna be able to run a cord up to the tent. So at night we can, you know, if we wanna watch Netflix or something on the iPad or charge our phones in the tent with us, we can do that. I got the gas turned on, everything's hooked up to the grill. We forgot a pan for pancakes. We brought all the stuff to make pancakes in the morning, so we had to make a quick stop. And we couldn't find a pan, but she found this. So this is how we're gonna make our pancakes in the morning. We're doing burgers on the grill tonight. That'll be the old maiden voyage on the Hitchfire grill too. How cool is that? And if you come around back here, see we are not connected to shore power, but we've got it at this site if we need it, but I don't think we need it. We got them batteries in there. And here's how the tent looks off the backside. Got the ladder hooked up, everything's solid. I was able to level this thing out really well just by using those leveling jacks that we installed. I'll show you the inside. She's got it set up pretty nice in there. This is a big tent too, guys, super big. And you can't camp without a fan. I don't even think we don't care about the wind really. We just like to hear the noise of the fan while we're sleeping. So we got that little battery powered one. But how cool is that setup? Now this is just a maiden voyage. We do plan on taking this on several more trips before we decide to take it up north. But so far the towing it here did really good. Setting it up was really quick. The test is gonna be overnight sleeping and kind of getting a feel for how to set it up and take it down. so far we're really happy with it. So for now, we're just gonna kind of relax out here. We just finished setting everything up. It is just after 12. We got a late start. We planned on coming really early and we ended up sleeping in this morning, but it's only about an hour from our house to get here, so it wasn't too bad. So we're just gonna relax for a minute, start prepping some food in a minute so we can throw some burgers on the grill, because I've got to eat something before I get out on the kayak. And then we're gonna figure out how to get out there on the water without my wheels. I really don't wanna drag that brand new Bonafide around on the ground without wheels, but if I gotta do what I gotta do, I'll get out there and take care of it if I have to. This will be the first time this Bonafide has touched water though. So I brought 3 rods, 2 spinning reels. I brought just a bag full of crappie gear. I did bring a couple of Topwater baits that I want to try out in the morning or right before dark tonight. But all I did was I grabbed one of my money bags, one of my Guggen Squad money bags, and I got some worms in here. Oh, you can't see it. I got some worms in here. A bunch of crappie stuff, because I think we should be able to catch some crappie here. We'll see. But now we're just gonna relax by the campsite and get some food in us before we do some fishing. And I'll update you guys here in a little bit. Man, those burgers were good. And now it's time to go see if we can find some fish. It is actually only 10 minutes till 2. So we still got plenty of time before the sun sets up here. But since I don't have my boondocks with me or my catch card or any kind of wheels, I'm having to do this. And since I've got that tray going across the back of my Diamondback, that's as far as I can get my kayak to slide, which is only like a foot in. Look at how far this thing's bouncing off. I've got it strapped down across the back, and I've got a strap going for the nose back there to that other strap. I'm just gonna send it. We've only got to go like not even half a mile down the road, and we're gonna be going super slow. So I don't think, let me get this stuff in here. I don't think we're gonna have any issues. I'm just barely going down the road, but it is kind of sketchy. Let me show you. It's got a, she's got a little bounce to her. I think we'll be good to get it there. It shouldn't hurt anything. I just now strapped it down. I'm not gonna leave it there long, and I'm just gonna go down. We're gonna go to the boat ramp. I've actually got the new Newport Vessels NK 180 Pro in my box. That's what's so freaking cool about these motors. I got the lithium battery here. I got the controller with the wires here, and laying right over there, I got the NK 180 Pro, and we're fixing to go try it out. Actually, this will be the first time me using the 180 Pro. Now, this ain't gonna be the test where I compare it to the 300. We're gonna be doing that in a future video, so y'all stay tuned for that. But as for right now, we're gonna go stick this Bonafide in the water for the very first time. So I've got one more issue. I've got my GoPro with me. I came prepared. I did bring my cameras, but I didn't bring a stick or a pole to mount it on the kayak. So while I'm fishing, I've usually got an angle behind me. All I've got, I didn't bring my chest either. So all I've got is my GoPro with a handheld. So I'm gonna figure out, maybe get some shots while I'm out there. If I catch a fish, I'll definitely update it in this video. I'll try my best to get some shots of this Bonafide going in the water over here. It's a pretty quiet lake, so I think I might be able to set a camera up somewhere and try to get a few shots of this thing for you guys. But this week's video is mainly to test out Trailer Swift back here. And so far we're loving that. So let's go get this Bonafide wet. All right, y'all, we have successfully made it. I've got the NK 180 Pro on the back. It was kind of awkward loading the kayak into the water, because there was like a full family back down to the boat ramp with their truck, and they were just fishing at the boat ramp. So I kind of had to back up beside them, and then I had to not make a fool of myself unloading it and get everything hooked up right in front of them. But I did it. Everything works out great. The steering is kind of stiff on this Bonafide. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Maybe I need to break it in, but I'm gonna ride around a little bit, get it dialed in, it does run pretty good. Let me show you really quick. I'm gonna go high for a minute. It'll zip. This pushing is pretty good too. We're moving right along this little lake, so I'm gonna explore some. The sun's still right above us. Once I get around here to this bend, I'll probably slow down and start doing a little bit of fishing, and I'll update you guys in a little bit. All right, quick little update. I've been on the water for about an hour. I did pull one out from up under a bridge over here. I'll show you in just a minute, but I just spotted a big old 5-pounder. The water is super shallow, and there's a lot of tree stumps out here. And the big ones are sitting right on top of these tree stumps. Let me turn the camera around. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I don't know if you guys will even be able to see under the water, but it's super shallow here. But there's stumps just like this one, just under the water, all through here. And I turned the motor off and started paddling through. And almost every one of these stumps sitting on top of it had a big bass. And there was one about 20 yards on the other side of this stump that's sticking out of the water. And he was at least 5 pounds. He was sitting on top. I spooked him when I got too close. But they're in here. The only fish I've caught so far, I pulled out from up under that bridge over there in the shade because it's the heat of day. But this is our last little cold spurt for Alabama. And it feels good out here on the water right now, so it's not like extremely hot. So I think they're out and about. We just gotta see if we can get them to bite. I gotta be able to find one of these stumps and throw at it before I get there. There goes a snake across the water. I don't wanna see that. So I'm gonna keep poling around this bridge area. It's not extremely deep in here anywhere really. So I can basically see almost to the bottom all the way through this lake. There's some big fish in here. I just gotta find them and then see if they eat. I think if I'm out here right before dark, I've already seen a couple of blow-ups in the shallow grass behind me. Like all this grass you see behind me, I've seen a couple of blow-ups in the water a while ago. And I couldn't tell what it was. It was something feeding on dragonflies. So I think I might be able to do good with Topwater right at dark. I wish I had my chesty with me so I could film all this, but the one I caught a while ago, he was a little dink. He wasn't even worth, he didn't deserve no camera time. But I'm gonna keep fishing these stumps, and I'm gonna come back in this little pocket over here. And if I find a big one that I can kind of sit on top of to see if he'll bite, they're not on bed. They're sitting on these stumps. I haven't seen any on bed. I've seen a few brim beds, but that's about it. See if we can find one of these big old spotted bass in here. All right, y'all. I just had to dig the camera out of the box because I just caught a freaking giant out here. I'm gonna try to set the camera up. I don't know if I'll be able to do it justice, but hold on one second. I hate that I forgot my stuff, but y'all check out this bad boy. I don't have any way to weigh this fish, but it's a freaking giant, guys. I mean, this thing is huge. Look at this. He's I'm gonna say he's over 6 pounds. This is a big old fish. And I watched him eat it. I seen him swimming with a little fish, a smaller bass, from the distance. So I threw past him and I seen him take off after the worm. I didn't even feel him eat it. I just seen him dive at it, and I set the hook and I got him. What do y'all think about that? I'm gonna get a few pictures really quick. Hopefully y'all don't fall off in the lake. Let's see if I can do this. I got to get him back in the water though. All right, guys, time to let him go. I'm gonna put him back on this tree. Get on out here, big fella. There she goes. All right, y'all, little midday update. Actually, it's getting closer to evening. It's 5:10. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and tie on a whopper plopper. Man, that sun is directly in my face, ain't it? But there's a ton of people here now. I guess when the weather's nice like this, places like this are gonna get packed, but there's not a lot of people on the water. They're just all fishing the banks at the camping area. But I've caught 3. One of them was that giant that you've seen earlier, and I haven't really gotten a bite since on the worm. I'm gonna go ahead, they're still tearing up these dragonflies on top of the water. Man, that sun is just destroying my face right here. But I'm gonna go ahead and tie on the whopper plopper, and I brought I think I brought the Berkeley version. What is it called? Let me see. I've got the whopper plopper, but I also brought, let me dig it out here. Where'd you go? Is it in here? I got a mess in this kayak, sorry guys. There it is, the old Chapo. Where'd my screen go? I got this guy right here. The old Chapo. Uh-oh, there's my wife. We've been using, there's no cell signal out here, so we're using GMRS radio. Go ahead.
I made it to the bathroom and back. I put the girls in the tent safe, and then I ran to the bathroom real quick, so you're good to go.
Anyway, sorry about that. That was my wife. She had to go to the bathroom, and I've got the truck, so she had to zip the dogs up in the rooftop tent to make it to the bathroom because I also have the dog leashes in the truck with me. Anyway, I'm fixing to tie on the old Berkeley Chapo, the frog version. Can y'all see it? This light is so bad right here. And I think I might be able to catch one. I'm talking it up a lot, but I think I can get a topwater bite after seeing these dragonflies just get destroyed. This lake is not very big and it's not very deep, but as you can see as you've seen, there's some big bass in here. I seen one way bigger than the one I caught. I guarantee you it was at least an 8, if not heavier. And they're in really shallow water, which is weird because they're running around in pairs like they're spawning, but I don't see them sitting in a single location. They're cruising, but they're cruising in pairs, like the buck and the female. They're kind of cruising together. And when I threw earlier and caught that big one, I seen it after I made the cast because I flipped in front of the little one, and then the big one comes shooting out past the little one to grab my worm, and I didn't even feel it or anything. As soon as I seen her turn sideways on it, I reeled down and set the hook and had her. But anyway, quit talking. I'm gonna tie on the topwater. If I catch one, I'll let you guys know. They're hitting the old Berkeley Chapo. This is the number 2. He's not that big, but he's big enough. What a fun bite. Topwater is my favorite lure to throw. All right, be free. The sun's starting to get lower, so the bite should get better. We need them bigger. We need them to grow. All right, y'all, I've made it back to the campsite. I don't know how much of the footage y'all got to watch of me fishing just now because I was trying to record everything with either one GoPro or my cell phone. So hopefully y'all got to see that giant bass that I caught. That thing was massive and it was post-spawn. She was empty. So if I would have caught her like 2 weeks ago or a week ago before she laid out, man, I bet that would have been a massive bass. But we got back to camp. Beth actually had to leave in my truck. She's got to drive until she gets signal because she's a teacher and she's grading papers that she wants to get submitted for something. So anyway, she's got to drive until she gets a wireless signal so that she can email some paperwork, which is fine. I think it's only about 10 minutes down the road and you can get signal, but out here there's no signal. We've been communicating with my old GMRS radios. I've got a couple of these handheld Retevis radios. I actually did a video on these a few years ago. We use these every time we go camping and we don't have service anywhere, but it's so peaceful out here. I got a couple of our lights on. Those things are pretty cool. I try not to use them too much when it's really hot because it will attract bugs, but the temperatures, I think it's low 60s out here right now and it's steadily dropping, so it's gonna be nice and cool to sleep tonight. The burgers did great. Our first time using this Hitchfire grill was freaking awesome. It cooked the burgers right up. She didn't want to use it because it was so, she did want to use it, but she didn't want to dirty it up for the first time. It ain't too bad though. We forgot aluminum foil. We usually put aluminum foil in the bottom so it's easier to clean, but it'll be all right. The burgers turned out great. In the morning, we're gonna have pancakes. She climbed in here and took a nap with the dogs earlier while I was out on the kayak. And that Bonafide did really good, guys. I was really, really impressed with it. You could tell how light it was because the least little bit of wind, it does blow you around. There's one thing that I don't like about it, and I don't know if I recorded myself complaining about it with the GoPro while I was out there or not, but the foot steering, absolutely horrible. I'm gonna have to do something about that. It does not, it is grindy, it doesn't wanna do right, and I don't know why, it's so bad. It's really bad. I don't know if I've got a bad one or if they're all like that, but the foot steering on that Bonafide is gonna have to, that'll be one of the first mods that I do to this boat, like as in changing something about the boat. That foot steering is pretty bad. But everything's worked out pretty good so far. We're just gonna chill out. I don't even think we're gonna light a fire tonight because we're just staying the one night. The pups are over here hanging out on their little hangout spot. What y'all doing, Carl? Jesse? But yeah, guys, we're just gonna hang out here. I'm gonna wait for her to get back, and we might even hop in the tent and turn on a little Netflix out here. We do got some stuff our shows we download for times like this so we can watch them when we don't have service. So we're probably just gonna cuddle up in there tonight, get some sleep, get up bright and early. I don't know if I'm gonna go fish in the morning because, I mean, I would love to, but I forgot the wheels and it's kind of a hassle the way I had to haul this thing to the boat ramp. It's really sketchy. It doesn't, I mean, it's a 12.5-foot kayak and my truck bed's like 5 foot minus half of it because I can't use half of it because of the way I got my toolbox in the back of it. So I had like 10 foot of this kayak just hanging off midair and just had it strapped and kind of holding on for dear life. So, but yeah, we're just gonna hang out. I'll get up. If I go fishing in the morning, I'll bring you guys with me. This is just the maiden voyage of Trailer Swift. We're doing testing out all the kinks. So far, we're happy with it. All right, guys, good morning. We slept great last night.
No, we did not.
I don't think she slept too great last night. I slept pretty good. I woke up once or twice because you can, you're in a tent, so you can kind of hear everything. And once or twice, I thought I heard somebody walking out here on the gravel, but I mean, it obviously wasn't, but I'd sit up and be like, what the heck's going on? But anyway, we just got up. It is just a little bit after 7 o'clock in the morning. We got the coffee brewed already, and I'm gonna drink me a cup of coffee, and then we're gonna cook some, what are we cooking?
Bacon and eggs and pancakes.
Bacon, eggs, pancakes. I thought we got something else too. Oh yeah, she brought some orange juice. We got coffee, some Black Rifle coffee. It's gonna be good. But now I just gotta find where the creamer is. It should be in the fridge. But the trailer slept great. It didn't wobble. It don't lean. It did really good. Now I gotta hope that we brought the creamer. This ice cold fridge does so good. Creamer, oh, I see it back there in the back. We got eggs in here. I do got a drink in there, a Starbucks drink. I'll save that for later. For now, we just need the old vanilla creamer. What are you doing there, Jesse Pinkman? But yeah, Trailer Swift did really good. I did want to say that it's kind of freaky. You see how the way it's designed, it feels like it's leaning, even though it's not leaning. That's just the way it kind of clamshells open. But there were a few times where I woke up and looked at the walls, and for a split second, I felt like the tent was falling over. But it was all just a mind thing, I think. All right, so now we are gonna have some coffee. I've been drinking coffee when we camp out of these cups for so long, and it's almost better out of these cups than it is at home out of a regular coffee cup. How's the power doing?
Oh, I didn't hook it up to the power in here.
Oh, you got it plugged to the shore power?
Yeah, because it was...
Well, you're cheating then. I said we weren't going to do that. Mm-hmm. She's not even using my...
You don't make the rules.
400 amp hours of power, guys. This is that Black Rifle stuff we got. What's the name of that? Open that up.
Waking the neighbors.
Waking the neighbors. Should be good. And the girls are over here trying to get warm after breakfast. You trying to get warm? Huh? You trying to get warm? What are you doing? Here's another cool thing my wife discovered. So this is a deviled egg container, like a Rubbermaid deviled egg container, but it holds whole eggs in there for camping, and it holds it in there pretty tight. She just puts like
I put our cloth napkins over the top of it because I have several deviled egg containers at home because I always take them with us when we go places.
That worked out pretty good.
Perfect.
And those are our farm fresh eggs right out of the backyard. How's the bacon coming?
It's coming along, actually. Whoa. Try not to burn everything down, but it's actually not bad. The pan is non-stick.
You can tell I got to level the grill a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's got some grease puddling over here.
But that's how we fry the eggs and make them taste extra good and be extra healthy.
Yeah. I told you guys last time on my camping trip that I overeat. I try not to eat a whole lot when I'm at home and working and stuff. I usually only eat like once a day, really. But when we go camping, I eat. I don't hold back, especially breakfast, because we do up breakfast pretty good. And usually after that, if we're hiking or going fishing or going out on the lake for the rest of the day, usually breakfast is the most important meal. And it is really good to have all them calories in you when you get out on the water. But today, we're gonna eat and just chill out around the campsite until we have to start packing up old Trailer Swifts and heading back. The tent did really good. I had the light above us. The condensation, it did get a little bit of condensation, I noticed, but not as bad as any other tent. Like,
not as bad as the last one that we had. The last one that we had, it was dripping from the top when we stood up.
I think that was that top something. I can't remember that other tent that I did a review on last year that opened up the other way. Like this one, clamshells from the side. The one that we're talking about, we took up to Tennessee and camped out of. And it did get a pretty good bit of condensation, but to be fair, it was like really cold then. It was wintertime, so there's gonna be more condensation from you breathing in the tent. And that's where it comes from. If you didn't know that, if you're rooftop tent camping or tent camping in general, if it's cold outside and you stay in there for a long time, at night, and you're just constantly breathing and you wake up and the entire inside of your tent is wet, it's just from you breathing. It's all the condensation coming from your breath and just sticking to the walls. But this wasn't that bad. I noticed a little bit, but nowhere near like it's been before in the past with other tents. So far, that Crate Fuel tent done pretty good. That was actually our first night in that tent, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was our first night in that tent. So I've got a full review on it if you guys are interested. Get up here so you can see a little bit better.
Great. I just need a sleeping pad.
It's that one. Yeah, she does want a sleeping pad. I slept fine. It's got a really thick mattress. Like I showed in the review video how thick that mattress was. I'm gonna try to show y'all now. You probably can't see because of the light, but that's a pretty thick mattress for a rooftop tent. I mean, that's a thick boy, but it does flatten out a little bit. And this is the tent that does not have a bottom up under that mattress. It's just got the bars. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll link the video right here. You can go check that Crate Fuel review video out. Uh-oh. Let me level this grill for her because it looks like she's gonna spill that grease.
No, that's fine. I'm just getting it up near the eggs so it'll help them.
She's cooking the eggs right now. It's gonna be good. All right, breakfast is ready. We got some eggs, some pancakes. They look a little rough, but I'm sure they're gonna be good. Some bacon, some good old log cabin syrup on top of the pancakes. And Beth is drinking some orange juice out of a dirty Bojangles cup.
It's not dirty. It just had Diet Mountain Dew in it. It's not a big deal.
We didn't bring our cups either.
No, I had the cup. I swear you took a few things out by accident.
No. All right, y'all, breakfast was good. There's nothing like eating food out here in the woods. I say it every time we go camping, but we're fixing to start packing everything up. She did really good. This Trailer Swift, that is, done really good. We got a good night's sleep in her. We're adding some stuff to a checklist so we make sure that we improve her every time we take it out, but I think it's gonna be a good setup. I really love that I'm able to detach from the Tacoma because I was able to take the kayak to the river or not the river, to the lake and leave the campsite set up. That is one downfall of having the rooftop tent on top of the truck is you have to, if you want to leave in the truck, you got to pack up your tent basically in your camp to drive your truck somewhere. So having something that I can drop off and level it and then go fishing, with the truck is a good plus. The downfall is I can't pull Trailer Swift with me and my bass boat. So that kind of sucks, but I was still able to take the Bonafide. The Bonafide did really well. We had a good time. And oh yeah, the Yakima rack, it didn't move anymore. Y'all see it's still up there. It was just, I guess it just had to settle in place. So it did really good. One cool thing about this Crayfield tent is it's got these, see right here where the shocks are? It's got these little lockout things. So even if there is weight on top of the roof, after you get it open, you clamp on those little lockout slider things or whatever they're called, and it'll hold the tent open no matter what, so it won't be able to shut. And that's also in my review video where I reviewed the tent, but we're getting all of our camping stuff out of here right now. I'm gonna start packing up. Have kids, they said. It'll be fun, they said. But it ain't too bad. So we're gonna pack up Trailer Swift. I appreciate you guys following along. As I was saying before I stopped the camera just now, I hate that the footage is kind of chopped up with different, GoPro, and then I got the good camera, but it's been easier for me to just grab the phone and get some of this footage, kind of testing it out, because when I do these solo trips, it's way easier for me to grab my cell phone to get footage. So y'all tell me what you think. This clip right here and all the other clips where I've been walking around the camp, this is all filmed with my iPhone, not my good camera. So we're gonna see how it turns out. If it turns out that the quality is not bad, I'll be able to get a lot more B-roll and stuff when I do these solo trips by myself this summer when we're camping and fishing and hiking and stuff. I think it'll be fun. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for clicking the video. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. We got more trips coming with this girl right here, so stay tuned. We're gonna get her fine-tuned so we can go up north and do some camping, and I will catch you guys next Monday at 6 o'clock. Peace.